Yeah, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tyler. Welcome back to the Mind of a Nerd studio. And today we are talking about one of my most anticipated movies of 2022, Sonic the Hedgehog. Numero
Mm-hmm.
dos, baby. Yes,
You
sir.
should change
Yes,
your
sir.
channel name to that, Mind of a Nerd Studio, because you do the podcast more.
Okay.
In other news,
Yes.
Oh,
Man, this movie kind of crawled up on
channel name to that.
really geek. Mute
he's trying to
yourself.
he's trying to make no, he's trying to make
Find
sure
what I sound
it
like.
wasn't
Um
echoing.
Man, this movie kind of crawled up on our anticipated list. It definitely did mine because
Mm-hmm.
before the first trailer for this movie came out, all I was like, I didn't know, we didn't really know anything about this movie coming in. All we knew was that, oh, it was happening, and Knuckles was going to be there, and Tails, obviously, from the first one, and Robotnik was coming back. We didn't know what this movie was going to be about. We didn't know that we would see the damn Chaos Emeralds in a
Mm-hmm.
in a Sonic movie. We didn't know anything about this movie going in. And when that trailer came out, that first trailer, I said, "Holy shit. This movie's going to be crazy. This movie's going to be bananas, and I cannot wait."
Yeah.
And before I say how I felt, you guys, I get to how what y'all felt about the movie. So, my boy AJ reacts to what's going on, brother.
Yo, so before I got into watched the movie, I actually didn't watch the trailers when they first came out. Like I kept like ignoring the trailers, trying to not get spoiled because I heard that Knuckles was gonna be in it. I heard that I knew that Tails was gonna be in it from the first one, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to get spoiled. I just want to like go in blind. I know it's probably gonna be great. So I went in blind and it exceeded my expectations, man. And I'm glad I didn't watch the trailers because right before the live stream, I watched the trailers and it gave some things away that I didn't want to see beforehand. I wanted to actually see in the movie. But yo, it was dope, man. There were some scenes I was like, let's go.
Man,
I was turning
Yeah.
up, bro. And but yeah, there were also some things that I think I had a problem with that you guys didn't have as much of a problem with, but we are
Mm-hmm.
definitely not get into that.
Benjamin.
But I loved it.
Luke Reviews makes a good point. I want that Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games movie now. That'll be dope. No, it was really good. I went in, I saw it premiere night. It was an interesting experience because everyone in the theater was like Sonic fans for a while. I wasn't as much of a diehard Sonic fan. Obviously, I grew up at the games, but like everyone around me was like really into the games and has been for a while, which when they did certain reveals, specifically the end credit scene, people freaked the fuck out in the theater and they were like, there's a part in the end of this movie where there's a transformation, and everyone in the theater, I haven't heard a theater that loud since Spider-Man No Way Home.
I
And it's
wish.
just for one transformation.
I wish.
Because it's a really good movie. Like I think I have it at a 3.5, but I might bump it to a 4 because I bumped Ambulance to a 4 after we talked about it. So I might bump this to a 4 too, because they're both really fun. Like Sonic is really fun. It's better than the first one by far. The first one was trying to figure out what the fuck it wanted to be, and this one is just, let's just do the games. Let's just do and have a little bit of side interactions that don't necessarily matter, but like other than that,
Yeah,
let's
that's what
just
I
do the
wanted to
games.
ask too. Benji already covered it, but AJ, how do you feel about the first movie?
I really enjoyed the first movie a lot. I going into this new one, I was hyped because I was excited off of the first one. So and I watched it before like right before I watched the second one. So but yeah, I really enjoyed the first one. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Right now I feel like the second one right now for me is at a 3.5. I think upon rewatch I might bump that up, but
Mhm.
I'm not sure.
Okay. So, first movie for me, I saw it once in 2020 and I liked it enough. I was like, that was cool. And I didn't watch it again until this week. I watched it with Luke and Fritzky. I know Luke is in the chat. I'll tackle the chat in a second. And I enjoyed it about the same. It it's fine. The third act is great. But some of the humor doesn't work, and I also don't really love the whole road trip aspect of it. I do like James Marsden and Sonic's chemistry. I like them together, but that was really about it. And Robotnik was great. I had it at a 6.5 out of 10, 3.5. So walking into this, I heard very mixed things, but mostly everyone was like, "No, this is really solid," and
Mhm.
I was excited. And walking out of this movie, I can happily say that I absolutely loved this movie. It wasn't
Mhm.
perfect by any means, and there are things we're going to talk about, but this is the movie I wanted the first time. I think they did things, they improved on so many things that were mistakes with the first movie. There were some things they did not improve on, but
Yeah.
they
Like some of the comedy.
definitely improved on one thing, which was embracing the games and making it like the games.
Yeah.
And this is without a doubt probably my favorite video game movie now. This
Mhm.
was just I felt like a little kid in the
It's in the
best possible
running.
way.
It's in the running. It's
And
tied with Detective Pikachu now at this
and
point for me for best adaptation.
I didn't have a Sonic shirt and I didn't want to wear my Pac-Man shirt again, so I wore my Wreck-It Ralph shirt. It's still a video
Yeah.
game thing.
I didn't wear
Um,
a video game shirt because I don't have one. I just kind of wore a normal shirt and people probably thought it was fucking weird.
so
Why is this random dude here?
let's hit the chat before we start going into our review. Luke Ponto's in the building. What's going on, brother? Luke Reviews is in the building. Says this was exactly as good as the Sonic movie should and probably can be. I don't know about that. I need Mario Olympics crossover. Maybe if Mario wasn't being made by Universal.
Mhm.
Smooth J Stu, what's going on, brother? Jason Carr, the Nerd Talk MVP, is in the building. What's going on? Hope everyone is doing good. Hope you're doing good, brother. I'll be seeing Sonic 2 on Tuesday with my nephew. I hope you enjoy that, and I hope
It's
you
a perfect
enjoy.
movie for that.
I hope you enjoy Ambulance today in IMAX. I'm jealous. I wanted to see it
Yeah,
in IMAX.
I kind of wish I would have saw it in IMAX. I wish I took the plunge.
So let's get into our review. Spoiler free, of course. Benji, I'm talking to you.
Yeah,
You know exactly why I'm talking to you.
yeah, because
Spoiler
sometimes
free.
I go too far. Yes.
So right off the bat, I would say the best thing about this movie is it embraces the games. It
Hmm.
feels like a video game movie. It doesn't feel like it has that essence of the video game, but it's just a regular movie. No, it very much feels like a video game movie. The first
Yeah.
half of this movie, you're in the thick of it with Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, Eggman, or Robotnik, whatever. I always called him Eggman as a kid. I don't know
Mhm.
why.
I
But
mean, that's his name.
yeah,
That's his nickname.
Yeah.
you are in the thick of it for the most part with them for the first half of the movie, and I would say, other than the third act, I would say the first act was very strong for me with this movie.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that's the best thing about this movie. I would say that it embraces the games very well, and it does it in a way where it doesn't feel like, oh, they're just doing it because it's in the games. No, it
Yeah.
it feels very much like a Sonic movie, something that Uncharted didn't really do well. I'm sorry. um, for me, Uncharted didn't really do that well. It
Just
didn't.
didn't feel like a Nathan Drake movie because he didn't know what the character was.
Yeah.
I think the Sonic
Um,
people know what the characters are.
acting across the board is solid. Once again, Ben Schwartz as the voice of Sonic kills it. He's great. He sounds just like the games, and he fits the role perfectly.
Hmm.
James Marsden, I liked. I actually really do like him in this role. I've seen people say, "Oh, if he went away, I wouldn't be sad, or annoyed by it." I think I would just a little bit because I do like their chemistry a lot. I really do like their chemistry.
You see more of it in the first movie, but yeah, I would agree with you.
Um,
I like him in this movie, but I think I want to see him do a role that isn't this situation because he's done I think 3 franchises at this point where he's with a animated
Animated.
animal and he's like we got to do an adventure. I want to see him do a different role though because I know he's got it in him.
He's in the show called Dead to Me, and I really like that show.
Oh, he is, isn't he?
I think
Yeah.
his role is really good in that. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna butcher her name, so I'm not even gonna try. But the
Kick It
actress that
Sumter.
voices Tails
Oh.
does a great
course.
job as Tails.
But it's cool because she voiced her in the games or voiced Tails in the games too, so it makes sense. I don't know why they didn't bring all the voice actors back, but
Tails was a character that I liked the character. The voice always annoyed me. But they did a great job. She does a great job in the role, and that's one of the highlights of the movie is their friendship. They literally just meet in this movie, and they feel like they've been friends for like years.
yeah.
You know, and I really think they did a great job with that. There's a scene in this movie that some might find cringe. I enjoyed the
Oh
scene
yeah.
to a point.
I thought it was cringe when I saw it, and then I thought about I'm like, it's not too cringe. It's just in the moment. I was sitting in a theater in a kids movie and it felt cringe, but it's not terrible. Like it's not.
Idris Elba as Knuckles, I thought was great. I thought this was so perfect. His voice lends to this character great. Jim Carrey once again as Robotnik kills it. It's kind of heartwarming to see an actor that even though he's not that old, but he's up there. Seeing an actor this old having so much fun, and you can see it. He's having a blast with this.
That role is meant for him.
Yeah,
it really is.
It's great. And the other thing I want to talk about is the character designs for our 3 CGI creatures. They all look fantastic.
They look like the game.
Knuckles looks incredible. Tails looks great. Sonic looks great too. But something I noticed is that he's not as blue as he was in the first movie, which is I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but he's a little bit lighter in blue. And I was like, I wonder why they changed that. I don't know. But yeah, all the CGI, all the stuff, it's on point. When the action is going down, it's on point. The action, speaking of the action is great throughout. When it's going down, when the Sonic stuff is going down, it is awesome. It's awesome.
Some of the best parts of the movie.
You know, the third act is incredible. There's an action sequence on a snow mountain, which you guys saw in the trailer, which it was fun. It was a lot of fun. The build up to that was a lot of fun. There's a fight scene with Sonic and Knuckles both in the beginning and then towards the end of the second act of this movie, and it was great. I really enjoyed that. And just in general, it's so much fun. The action is so much fun. It feels straight out of a Sonic game. Directing wise, I would say it's directed maybe a little bit better than the first one, but it's just about because it's the same director. I think Jeff Fowler did a great job directing this movie once again. The pacing
he's the good Jeff in Hollywood because Jeff Fowler's the good Jeff and Jeff Wadlow's the bad Jeff in Hollywood.
The pacing in this movie I think is better than the first movie, I would say.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
we
2
watched,
fucking hours. And I was sitting in the theater, I thought it was an hour and a half.
It flew by. For the most part. I would say the pacing.
I think some elements of
towards the second half of it, it got a little bit weaker. But I would say the first hour and 30 minutes flew by. Like literally flew by. When it got to the second act, when Sonic and Knuckles fought, I was like, damn, we're like towards the end of this movie already. That is insane to me. The humor, I didn't write this down, but the humor, I would say, for the most part, is better than the first movie. I think I can't tell you most of the time where I laughed in the first movie. This movie had me laughing pretty hard, mostly in the beginning. I would say the humor in the first half of the movie is better than the humor in the second half of the movie. There's more parts in the second half of the movie where I was like, Jesus Christ. But there were some funny parts in the first half of this movie. The third act of this movie, I don't even have words. This was, and I'm not saying the movie is caliber, but it was on the level of Endgame. I swear. It was.
I would say more like for me when I watched the ending of this movie, it gave me major Godzilla versus Kong vibes.
Yeah.
Like it felt like the ending of that movie where, you know, they're like, man, there's a bigger baddie, let's not fight anymore. And it felt like that. And the scope of it felt like that, but obviously cheaper because they shot it in a field in Toronto. Like it's not as it's not as expensive, but
Grand,
like it feels like that. Yeah,
Right.
in storytelling, it's the same
But
thing.
when I say Avengers Endgame, I mean like in terms of payoff, because I don't know if anyone was asking for what happens in the third act of this movie.
I didn't think it was gonna happen.
I was. And when something, we will talk about it in spoilers, when something happens, I literally leaped out of my seat. I said, no, bro. If they
It was
did
cool
not,
because I don't know why I didn't expect it to happen, but it happened. I'm like, God damn, they are actually doing this.
if
That's cool.
they
went
did
there.
not do what they did in this third act, this movie would have went down a whole star rating for me. I swear, because there was one thing I wanted them to do, and they did it, and it made the movie that much better. Post-credit scene, without spoilers, was fantastic.
Yes. I like how they've been introducing their characters. You know, with the first one it was Tails, and they gave a little introduction. I'm like, okay, I love the way they're doing their uncredited scenes. They don't feel useless.
If this they introduce a new character, which I think most of us predicted was going to be the post-credit scene. I know I did.
Yeah.
I was like, if it's not the post-credit scene,
I kind of knew it was going to be
this.
this person, or I thought, or it's Metal Sonic, and it turned out to be the first one. But
if
yeah.
this
I was
if
thinking
this
it might
third
be Metal Sonic as well.
if this third movie is as good, if not better than this movie, it's gonna be insane. And if it is that level, we're gonna have not only 3 solid video game movies, but our first solid video game movie trilogy. That all the movies are good. And if this movie ends up being better or at least as good as this movie, then it's gonna be one of the better trilogies that exist, because it's doing what a trilogy should do. It's improving upon the last movies and building upon each movie. That's what a perfect trilogy is to me. I'm not saying the movies are perfect, but you know, like look at the Planet of the Apes trilogy. I would say that Dawn is my favorite, but
it's a good movie. Yeah,
Dawn
it's a good
and
franchise.
War are like phenomenal, and you know, Rise is still really good too. But they each build upon each other, and they end up being amazing. You know, that's really all I have for positives. Do you guys have any other positives before we talk about the negatives?
I can't think of negatives. I don't really have a. I just like the movie. I don't know.
Yeah, the positive, you covered a lot of it, like you were saying about building upon each film. This film did feel a lot more grand than the first one. Like it had a lot more going on, and it looked great. So you covered pretty much the positives that I was gonna say, but yeah.
All right,
I guess we can move on to negatives.
Time for the negatives. I only had a couple. I'm sure AJ has more. I don't know, because the score is lower than mine.
A little bit more, yeah. I have a little bit.
So I'll cover my negatives. The big one, the elephant in the room that everyone has talked about, is the wedding subplot. This is horrible. And it doesn't ruin the movie for me, but it definitely. This was my thing with it. When it started, like, this is not spoilers because this does not matter in the movie. The movie starts and we get a whole bunch of Sonic. We get a really cool action sequence of Sonic in the beginning, and then they're like, "Oh, James Marsden and his wife are going to Hawaii for his wife's mother's wedding or whatever,
or sister, I think,
his sister-in-law, mother-in-law's wedding, or whatever." And they're going to Hawaii and they're just gonna chill there. And you're like, okay, whatever. And there's a couple of scenes where they cut back to James Marsden getting picked on by the husband because the husband is
doing a
Shamar
Top
Moore.
Gun
Shamar
beach
Moore.
ball.
Shamar Moore from
scene.
Criminal Minds, which he was
Yeah,
there. I was like,
Shamar Moore, yes.
okay. Shamar Moore is in a Sonic movie. All right.
Yep. I'm sure the
Um,
ladies like that.
Oh yeah. There was one
Probably.
scene in this
Maybe
movie.
Benji too.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm gonna have to tell my mom to go see Sonic now. Be like, Shamar Moore's in it.
Right.
My mom be like, what?
Shirtless.
He's in a Sonic movie? What?
He's shirtless.
Yes, there is a volleyball scene that I'm sure a lot of people like.
Very Top Gun.
Yep.
And there's a couple scenes where they come back to it, and I was like, okay, that's fine, I guess. And when they really get into the wedding subplot, half of it is fine. I was like, there's some things that happened where I was like, this is okay. But then at a point, you just sit there, you're like, what am I watching? In the worst way. You're like, what am I watching?
Is this even a Sonic movie anymore? That's how I
It
felt.
really did feel like a whole different movie. I was like,
second.
this is stupid. This is so
I
stupid.
I guess a negative that ties into that is that they're really quick to like these people at the wedding are really quick to like, let's fight the evil. And it's like, they show up, the CGI, Tails and all them show up and they end up in Hawaii with them. And then they're like, these people are fighting evil. Let's help fight evil. Like, it's a really like quick turn of events where I'm like, I feel like people would be questioning what the fuck is going on. Did someone put like LSD in the fucking wedding cake? Like, I feel like it's a very quick turn where they're like the call for action, like really quickly. I think maybe the pacing of those things, there's some decisions where people are just, for some reason, just go into something without even thinking. I'm like, that doesn't really make sense. And then half the wedding scene not really being necessary because a lot of it is just there to add time. But other than that, I'm like, I can't think of anything bad. Like a lot of it, everything has to do with the wedding stuff. And also maybe a couple of the scenes with the stupid cop.
Yeah.
Because some of them were funny, some of them weren't funny.
This leads into my other negative, which is some of the bad humor. Now, at this point, this is a common with kids movies. You have to know. Now, not all kids movies have bad humor because I don't think we walk into a Disney movie.
Have bad humor.
We don't walk into Disney or Pixar movie. Well, not all Pixar movies.
Let's not start that because
let's not get on that.
But most like of the Disney, like the Walt Disney animated movies, we don't walk into those thinking, "Oh my god, the humor is so cringe." No, I can't tell you the last. Like even I don't love Raya and the Last Dragon, but even that movie, I was like, it's funny at points.
Some studios don't know how to do kids films, and I think that there's definitely gonna be those jokes where you're like, that's not really funny, but
so when we're walking into the Sonic movies, especially with this one, I was like, oh, okay, the humor is probably gonna be and for me it is better, but there are some points where the humor is bad, and there are also, to me, scenes in this movie that need to be removed immediately because they literally don't add anything. The wedding is one of them, but there's also a couple scenes with I'm gonna butcher.
You're talking about
Agent Stone. Agent Stone. His
Agent Stone.
Robotnik's like partner from the first one. They tease something with his character, and I was like, this could be really interesting, but they don't do anything with it. But instead, they have James Marsden's idiot cop character from the first movie come back for reasons I don't know. I did not like that character in the first movie, and there's like interrogation scenes with him and Agent Stone. I'm like, this is so cringe. Why is this in this? They literally
it was funny the first time, but they kept making the same joke. Like the joke when he did it first, where he's like, "What do you want on your bagel?" was funny, but they did the joke like 4 times, and I was like, they got stopped.
Because you literally went from this whole thing with Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, Robotnik to this, and it's like, why? What is this adding?
Tonal shift.
Yeah.
And it was so cool. I was sitting there like, dude, you gotta be kidding me, bro. Like, who wrote this?
One thing that he did say, I can't remember. I found myself laughing. It's not that funny, but it's the scene where they were looking at the map and the owl, like Longfang, came out, and he was like, "What is that? what he said
I
something. I
forgot
don't
what
know.
he said.
Yeah, I forgot what he said, but I thought that was funny.
We gotta
I
admit
was
the
laughing at
the
that.
shit that's funny is like when he's watching the text go by and Knuckles is like dot dot
dot,
dot
dot.
dot, and it's like, is he
Yeah,
always
the
this
Knuckles.
stupid?
I feel
The
like
Knuckles humor was
the
great.
Knuckles
Yeah.
humor was well done because it was kind of fish out of water.
it
I've
wasn't
seen
quite-
a lot of people say this, and I can agree. It's a lot like Drax from Guardians of the
Yeah.
Galaxy,
or
but in a
the
good way.
first Thor.
Where he's like the muscle, but he doesn't have brain. It's like, yeah.
Do you guys have any other negatives? Any specific things that bugged you about the movie?
The humor is just kind of like sometimes it just wasn't there for me. So I mean, you already hit on that, but
You got it. It's
humor,
the best scene in the movie is Dr. Eggman when he's like, I rule this. He's doing the fucking floss. He's like, I'm the ruler of this planet.
That the same way I reacted to that scene is how I reacted to the first Sonic when he flossed. I was like, okay,
yeah, it's just like, all
Yeah.
right.
The guys beside
Gotta
me were
get the
like,
kids.
fucking come on.
That's just it's just like you gotta get the kids.
Yeah.
To
I was
laugh.
like, okay,
That's why
I guess.
I just kind of like look over it a little bit.
Fortnite.
So
Fortnite.
yeah, so we are going to get into final grades. We already hit final grades, so we're gonna go around. AJ, your final grade for Sonic.
So are we doing letter grades or out of 5, out of 10?
Whatever you want.
However. Okay, so I'll probably just do all 3.
Mhm.
I really enjoyed the movie. Some amazing moments that I was getting hype in the theater for, and we definitely gonna talk about them more. But yeah, so out of 5, I'll probably give it a 3.5 still. But out of 10, I'll probably go 7.5. If I'm doing an overall enjoyment and and out of letter grades, I'll probably give it a B, solid B.
Cool. Go fuck with
Benjamin.
that. Obviously, I think that now we talked about it, I changed it to a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. As out of 10, it's 8 out of 10. And then I'm trying to think of what it'd be. Out of 20, it'd be 18 out of 20.
Bro, let's not go there.
My final grade for the movie, again, other than the wedding subplot, which we're gonna talk about in like 2 seconds, and some of the bad humor, I loved this movie. This gave me everything I wanted.
And it'd be 16 out of 20.
My final grade for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
I love this movie so much. And honestly, I think upon rewatch, it'll go up to a 5 out of 5 because it's just so damn fun to watch from start to end. So that is the spoiler-free section concluded. Thank you to everyone who stopped in the chat. If you guys have not seen it and don't want to hear spoilers, get out! Because
Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Wait, what? Benji, what the heck are you doing?
Because we're talking now about spoilers.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
We are going to talk about spoilers.
We weren't there yet.
Full on.
I was a little soon.
Let's hit the comments real quick. So, Jason said he's gonna keep me posted on ambulance. Alex is here. What's going on, brother?
I'm here. Didn't even see these movies.
My little brother is in the chat. What's going on, Ethan? You should not be watching this, but okay. Do you think this was the best movie of the year so far? No, Batman is still better.
Yeah. Yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once is still the best movie of the year.
All right. So, without further ado, let's talk about spoilers. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the third act. The third act of this movie. Putting aside the obvious thing that happens, I thought the third act of this movie was insane. It was insane. I thought seeing Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails all fighting, that shit was awesome. I was like, this is crazy. That part where Knuckles grabbed him and just boom. I was like, yo.
I said,
I was turning all the way up.
Same.
And you know, I was confused because they what did they call the emerald in this movie? They called
Master
it
Emerald.
the Master Emerald.
The big green emerald
Yeah,
that contained
no,
all the
you can't
chaos
see it.
emeralds
It's like
was
there.
the Master Emerald. Yeah.
I didn't know. I'm not too. I know what the Chaos Emeralds are, but I didn't know that all of it together was the Master Emerald. So when they called it that, I was like, "So what's the Chaos Emerald?" And then when he was like, "Oh, it's all of them into one," I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So when that sequence was great. I loved that. I thought it was hilarious when they were going through the maze and Sonic was running and all the booby traps are going out and Knuckles and Robotnik get there and he fall through the ceiling. The fight with Knuckles and Sonic was awesome. I texted AJ in the beginning because they fight in the beginning and Knuckles, let's just say he gave him an ass whooping he was gonna remember. I was like, damn. Like when
he was
he
bodying
rolled
him.
up and he grabbed him, I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Big guy needs
and he
that
go,
power.
boom. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
damn.
Oh, and then when Tails hits him with a fucking cop car.
Yeah, I
that
was
was
driving that one.
what killed me
Yeah.
was how he had the gadget on the brakes and the gas. I was like, that's hilarious.
Like, because he can't reach it.
But that fight scene was great. Okay, in terms of the humor, now that we're in spoilers, the scene where Sonic was messing up the house with the dog was hilarious. I'm sorry, I was laughing my ass off during that. That poor dog was going through it, bro. That poor dog had soap all over him. He was going through it, bro.
I was like, how's he gonna clean this all up? But then when he got on FaceTime, he was able to clean it all up.
I also wonder if that's the same dog from Hawkeye, Lucky the dog, because it looks like it. But then again, all golden retrievers look the same.
I know. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just find it weird because we just saw Hawkeye, and now there's a golden retriever in Sonic. So, and more than likely, it's the same dog. I would assume.
Yeah, for acting wise, it's probably
wasn't Lucky like missing an eye or something.
Well, no, that was just a part of the show.
Prosthetics. Yeah.
Oh, that was prosthetics. Okay, I didn't.
I mean, unless he's really just missing a dog, an eye, then.
They're missing a dog. Yeah, they're missing a dog at the.
Speaking of the humor, the dance off scene. Listen, this scene started. I was so confused. They needed subtitles in this part because when Tails, I know they explained it, but when Tails said whatever he said, I was like, "What? What is happening?"
I think everybody was saying that, bro. We did not know what he was talking.
Yeah, because they were trying to play it off as going to be a fight to the death.
Yeah.
That was
and then they're like, "Oh, it's a dance off." I was like, "Oh, misdirect." Okay, cool.
When it started, I was like, "I am so confused. What the hell is happening right now?" And then when Sonic and Tails started dancing back at them, I was like, all right, this is.
And then it's cool because they had the multiple tails and they showed the tails can do the
where
it can make duplicates because
sequence.
then that wraps around to the end where he makes duplicates of himself when he's fighting Robotnik.
It was a really fun sequence. I enjoyed it. Maybe because I saw it in 4DX, which by the way, I do recommend because it was so much fun seeing this in 4DX. Super fun. It was like being on a Sonic roller coaster. And I know I said that about No Way Home, but that's honestly how I felt. It was so much fun.
40X is a whole Dune roller coaster.
When they were playing Uptown Funk, the seats were like bumping and shit, and when they were all like dancing, it was moving. It was fun. I honestly really liked the sequence. It was fun for what it was. I know AJ's getting ready to.
No. It wasn't that bad. It just was like, okay, you gotta entertain the kids and Tyler.
Yeah, and me. It was fun though. It was a fun little sequence. Do I think it adds to the movie? Not really, but it is fun. It is fun. I wouldn't want to take it out the movie though, because it was a fun sequence. It's stupid, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
I do like the scene though where he like puts the blanket over Tails and then his tails came out and covered Sonic. I was like, that's nice. That's sweet.
I like that too. And then it woke up to the old lady.
The snow scene where they go and find the compass, I thought that was really cool. That was a cool sequence. I like when he looks at Tails and Tails had the laser. He was like, "Oh, you got something on your head," and he's like, "Blink, blink, 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 blink." I was like, The chase down the snow mountain was entertaining as hell.
Yeah,
I
I think that's a
love
reference to the
Sonic
Sonic
Riders.
Riders. Yeah.
Yeah, Sonic Riders,
Mhm.
baby. I loved the part where he went. They did basically another Quicksilver scene, only it was shorter. Where he destroyed all the robots. It was just so cool seeing him go into the wall. Boom, 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 boom. I was like, dude, this is straight out of the games. I love it. The ending to it was funny because James Marsden was being a prick and he was like, "Oh, you lost the ring," and then he gave when I saw the trailer and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna need that ring back." I was like, "Oh, he messed up the rings," which I don't even know how he mixed up the rings when all he did was move it. He didn't like take it out of his pocket or anything. I was like, "How did you mess up that badly?" But the ending to that scene is great. I love when he throws the ring and they're like, "Oh!"
Messes up the whole wedding.
Then we get a reveal that the wedding is.
Yeah, that was a weird reveal. I'm not gonna lie. That
the
shit,
wedding
I was like,
is
I don't
a
know, man.
FBI setup, which the reveal was funny. The reveal
was funny.
They revealed
it was like because she generally thought her fucking daughter was an FBI agent,
and the priest is an FBI agent and has a damn gun inside the Bible. I was like,
yeah, and there's a fucking Glock in there, yeah.
And that's what I like about this movie. It is it well written in parts, yes, but it is absurd, and it knows it's absurd. It's a damn movie about a speed running blue talking hedgehog. It knows not to take itself seriously, and it does it really at parts. This is where the movie just for like 10 minutes. I was like, this is bad.
Maybe 20.
Well, because they try to give the fucking the sister-in-law this like action arc, this John Wick arc.
I don't know why. I didn't like her character in the first movie either. I was like, okay. Like I thought it was kind of funny
in the first movie where they had her tied up.
Yeah, I thought that was funny that she was like, "Oh, I don't like you for whatever unknown reason." But then in this movie, they're just like, "No, we're gonna give her a whole action sequence." I guess they heard people say, "Oh, she's kind of decent."
Yeah,
this was stupid.
People like that actress too. She's in a few things, and I think they wanted to give her more screen time.
There were parts of this that I liked. I liked how her and James Marsden's girlfriend, I'm assuming wife,
something like that. They're married.
I didn't mention her, but I like her character. She's fine. And her and James Marsden have good chemistry. I like the parts where they had to get the gadgets to Tails and Sonic. And I liked how they kept using the gadgets. They're like, I don't know what this does, but you know.
I didn't mean to do that.
That was cool. But then when it just goes away from James Marsden's wife and it goes to her, I was like,
it turned into a romance movie.
Like, what am I watching? It felt like I was watching Lost City. Legit.
Yeah.
I was like, did Paramount switch the film reels or something? Like, Jesus Christ. It was so bizarre. It just came out of nowhere. It felt like an eternity. And I was like, oh, the only funny part of that was when she had that little thing pointed at the cop, they call him the Olive Garden cop now.
The Olive Garden cop. Yep.
So stupid. And then she shot the thing at the whatever, and she was like, "Oh, that's what it does."
That's what it does.
Yeah.
I was like, "That was funny," but other than that, I was like, "This is so dumb." Like, it's just, I was waiting for that to end, and then when it finally ended, we got back to Sonic and Tails. I was like, Jesus Christ, it took you long enough.
It was like a breath of fresh air for the movie.
So then we get to. I think after that, Sonic and Knuckles fight over the Master Emerald, and then Eggman gets the Master Emerald, which they did show this in the second trailer, but I totally forgot about it. So when it happened, I was like, "Oh shit!" And
when he electrifies himself, he becomes a fucking master of electricity and shit.
We didn't talk about this, but I think that when this happened, I feel like Jim Carrey went a little bit over the top. To the more over the top than he already was. And at this point, I was like,
I respect that. It's his last movie, so like he could do whatever
his last movie, bro.
He could be truthful about it.
It could be.
I was like, this is fine, I guess.
No.
And so I I did like the scene with Sonic and Knuckles where they're talking. They're like, "Oh, we're the same." And he's like, "Why are you so positive despite getting your ass kicked so many times?" And he's like, "Oh, because it's what I gotta do. It's about helping people. It's not about me."
Yeah.
Kevin literally just texted me. This whole Rachel side plot is bullshit because he's watching it right now.
That's funny.
And I really like that, and I love when they make up, and I like how the running joke of Knuckles giving handshakes and he breaks everyone's
Breaking
hand. He's
people's
like,
hands.
"Ow!" So then we get into the third act, and this was awesome. It was super entertaining. AJ didn't like the whole robotnik robot.
No, I did not like it. I just felt like we're gonna get into the transformation and stuff, but
I thought it
felt
was
like
hilarious.
I liked it, like with the
When-
whole mustache and stuff.
I love that it looks like the character from
Yeah,
the
the
game.
game.
The
And
robot
did you guys
actually
catch
looks like him.
did you guys catch the Easter egg when Agent Stone was going through the costumes and they showed his video game
Yeah,
costume?
I saw that.
I had people behind me. They were like, "Oh, did you see that?" I was
Yeah.
like,
The one that I still like, the fucking Easter egg I still like is that the fucking the coffee shop is called Mean Bean, and like obviously named after Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean machine, which was their Tetris. I always think that's cool because it's like I played that all the time as a kid, and they named the cafe after one of the smaller games that they had. But yeah,
I liked what killed me was how the I guess we're gonna call it the Robotnik Megazord because that's really what it is. When he was moving his fingers and Sonic was running, you just see the big ass finger, boom, boom, boom. And I also liked how he was playing music on himself. I was like, this is so stupid, but I'm loving it. So then basically Robotnik just destroys Green Hill Town, and I was like, damn, like this is crazy. And Tails and Knuckles, they go up into the thing, and Tails distracts Robotnik, but then Robotnik hits him and knocks him out. Then Knuckles,
there was that line the Knuckles says where it's like, "Hey, I'm also a hologram."
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
So then I think like Sonic gets knocked out or something, and so Knuckles knocks the Master Emerald out of, I keep forgetting the fucking name. The Master Emerald out of Eggman. When this happened, I leaped out of my seat. I said, I was like, yes. So then Sonic grabs it and nothing happens, and I was like, bro, come on, bro. So then
they were building up to that.
James Marsden and his wife, they drive to Sonic. They were trying to be Ben Affleck from Batman v Superman, and they grab Sonic and they drive away. So then they're sitting there, and Robotnik's like, "Oh, I beat you, ha!" And he stops on him, and he's sitting there with the Master Emerald, and it breaks. And I'm like,
shatters.
So what the hell is gonna happen?
That was my exact thoughts. I was like, what is happening? Then I saw the emeralds falling.
So then the Chaos Emeralds spin around, and I said, "Oh my god, dude!" He stomps on him, and I saw yellow. I said, "Oh, yes, bro!" Oh my god, dude! I exploded. It is something I thought I would never see in my whole life. Sonic went supersonic in a movie. It was just
in a live action Sonic movie, bro.
It was just insane. It was the definition of. I said the stage. I was like, the same way I felt about that is the same way I felt where Cap got Mjolnir in Endgame. Legit. Because it's something I thought I would never ever see. And I did not think they would actually do it. It was insane. Seeing him fly around, and just like the way I know Supersonic is from Smash Brothers. His final smash, he becomes Supersonic and he goes boom, 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 boom across the screen. Seeing that in this movie made me lose my mind. Seeing him go boom, 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 boom on Robotnik's machine, I was like, this is incredible. I could not believe what I was watching. AJ had thoughts on this part,
I did, and I really enjoyed the supersonic scene. Don't get me wrong. I think there could have been like a worthy adversary though. That robot was so easily destroyed by supersonic. I was like, I want to see more of what he can do. So basically,
Yeah.
my issue
They probably
is
had
I
to
just
set it up,
wanted to
though.
see more. Yeah, that's
They had to set it up
that's
for the
exactly
future.
what-
They wanted to show us that Supersonic was an ability, so that in
No,
the next movie, when someone like Metal Sonic, Shadow, Amy Rose, any of them show up,
Well, Amy Rose
Supersonic
isn't
can happen. We know
Yeah,
it's a reference. But like
Yeah,
any
but
of them, if any of them
but
show
when
up,
the robot came and
Yeah.
like hit Sonic and he was like this and the whole thing exploded, the whole arm exploded. I was like, let's go.
Yo, I got so high. I was like, bro,
I got
this is
chills,
happening.
literally chills, bro.
Yeah, I
In
cannot.
a kid's movie.
And the part that I felt like such a geek for saying this, and I think the people next to me were annoyed by me because I was turning up the whole movie. The part where Robotnik was like, "Oh, Sonic needs a squad. He doesn't have a squad." I was like, "Guess the fuck he does, bro. I know he does, and we're gonna see them sooner rather than later. I'm telling you, this franchise needs to end. Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, Amy, Silver, the green one with the beak, Shadow, Metal Sonic, all of them
Yeah.
against Robotnik. I don't think that's happening because Jim Carrey is apparently retiring.
Sonic
and-
Adventure 2 Battle.
So you
It's
want
gonna be the
Robotnik back as a villain?
I mean, I guess I don't know
wanna see
because
him
Yeah.
fight somebody else.
He hasn't worn a suit yet.
yeah, that's true. He
That's
hasn't
true.
gotten to the thing yet.
He hasn't gotten fat and shit.
I just wanna see them fight somebody that it's gonna be tough, but
I
they
think
can
that's
do it
going to be
together.
Shadow though. So
Yeah.
we might as well talk about the post-credit scene. Shadow, Project Shadow.
Project Shadow. 15 years ago.
I lost my mind. I lost my mind. This was the perfect. This felt like an MCU post-credit scene in the
It
best
did.
way. I was like, that was the most perfect way to introduce this character.
Mhm.
It was better than the Tails one from the first movie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But this was just insane. The reveal was great. He looks fantastic. And I'm like, this is going to be one hell of a third. Because I don't think they're going to go past 3 movies. Realistically, I don't think they're going to. I
They
know
should.
that.
I
I
don't
don't
want
think
them
they
to.
should. Because I think this is their most profitable franchise since Transformers, which Transformers is still going, but it hasn't been out since 2018. Right, 2018.
Yeah.
So I think this is their most profitable franchise because they're not doing nothing with G.I. Joe and Snake Eyes bombed. So
They could do a sequel, like, because they just did Ambulance. If it does well, they can do Fire Truck.
sure, why not?
Yeah.
Jake
All right,
Gyllenhaal's on top of the fire truck with the hose spraying people.
Get your fucking heels out of here. Yeah.
Anyway,
the last scene I wanted to talk about, which is not important, it was just funny. The scene where they all play baseball at the end, I thought it was hilarious.
oh yeah.
How
Like, let's go get ice cream.
and
Very family movie ending. But
I
yeah.
loved how Knuckles was like, "Why am I mad against this baseball? I have no grudge against this baseball." He's like, "Dude, it's not that deep. Just hit the ball." And I loved how Knuckles got his revenge because he told Tails, he's like, "I'm gonna get my revenge on you. You're not gonna see it coming." And Knuckles destroys the ball, and Tails is like, "Ah!" He ducks. That was funny. And I love the line where he's like, "Come on, Sonic! I just found out they have sprinkles." That was like, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for spoilers. Did I miss anything that you guys wanted to?
I don't think so. Because really, it's just the third act. I think the third act is the big spoilers. I think,
Yeah, and the
Supersonic,
post-credit
Shadow, Sprinkles. Yeah. That's the only stuff that's,
Sprinkles.
Not
that's
the sprinkles.
that's the spoilers.
So that just about does it for this review of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Once again, I loved this movie. We all liked it. I loved it. I'm super excited for the future of this franchise. We're getting Sonic. We're getting Sonic. We're getting Shadow in the third movie. I think this should be the last Sonic movie, if you ask me. I don't think we should go past 3. Knowing Paramount, they're gonna go past 3. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the Knuckles show that they announced like a while ago. They announced it for
They
Paramount
announced
Plus.
that?
Yeah, they
Really?
did. watching this movie, I was not interested at all. I was like, why are you doing a show based off a character we've never seen? Then again, I was like that with Peacemaker. But they're doing a Knuckles show. Giving the backstory that they did for in this movie for him, I'm like, bro, give me that. Like
that
now.
could be raw. And I was literally saying that when I was watching the movie. I was like, give me a movie or a show of this when they were showing the backstory of, the Akindas and stuff like that. But I didn't even know that they were talking about that. I'm excited.
Yeah. And I also want to know who were those people that like when in the beginning when Robotnik opened the portal and they came through and he obliterated them all. Like who were those people? Were those Echidnas too, or were they like totally different?
I mean, I don't know. They
look human.
They did kind of look human, and they mentioned that the Akindas, he was the last of the Akindas. So
yeah,
I don't even know. I don't think they really specified.
But we are gonna get out of here. I didn't expect to go this long talking about damn Sonic, but
you getting a chili dog after this?
Oh hell yeah, you know it. That scene was hilarious. I know you didn't like that, but that was hilarious. When we summoned the chili dog, he's like, nope, he's still the same. No, that was funny. We're gonna get out of here. Thank you to everyone who showed up in the chat. Thank you, my guys, for coming to talk about Sonic. Tomorrow,
you should show up.
Be back here at 12 p.m. because me and Benjamin will be talking about Ambulance, the new Michael Bay movie, which I did not want to talk about, but it was.
I love the film. It's gonna get all the Grammys, man. I love the film.
Oh yeah,
Grammys.
You got to see the movie. You don't get that joke.
Yeah, I got my tickets for Monday.
But we really enjoyed the movie, and we're gonna review it. We're not gonna go too detailed into it because there's really nothing.
Because there's no spoilers other than what happens to the characters. There's no spoilers.
But yeah, we're gonna be reviewing that tomorrow right here on the channel, 12 p.m. And I'm super excited. So you guys know where to find Benji. Mr. AJ Reacts 2. Tell the people where they can find you. Good stuff.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on here, bro. And you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Letterboxd, AJ Reacts 2 all across the board, all one word.
Twitch
and also YouTube.
That's cool.
Yeah, I haven't been on there in a while. I need to hop
I gotta start twitching now that I have my PlayStation.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Yeah, for sure. I'll watch some streams from you. But anyway, yeah, that's where you can find me.
Does movies, video games. He just did his video game collection. Yes, a huge video game collection. Yeah. Awesome. The snacks. He does the snacks. We did the peer pressure, and he does the snacks.
I had to try that drink after you did it.
The Starlight.
Yeah.
He tried some delicious Sour Patch popcorn, man. Yo, y'all gotta go check that out. That was hilarious. His face eating that. He's like,
do it, man.
It was bad. That was bad, bro.
Was it worse than the Snickers though?
Nah, the Snickers was better.
Oh, yeah, you ain't really like the Snickers one either.
No, I didn't, but I didn't like the
bro, you gotta try the Oreo, bro. You gotta try the Oreo.
I'm gonna try the Oreo.
The Oreo one buzz, bro. All right, we rambling on. Let's get out of here. Thank you guys so much. Be here tomorrow for the Ambulance review, and I will see you there. Everybody have a great day.